Picture this, two guys trapped in the South Charleston Public Library. One guy loves movies, the other, well, he'd rather be watching reality TV. Can they survive each other's films? Find out on Real Opposites, a library podcast about movies, hosted by Josh and Aaron from the South Charleston Public Library.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Real Opposites. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Josh.
And we're back to discuss the movies that we chose for each other last week, Smoky Mountain Christmas and Love Actually.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll start with Smoky Mountain Christmas.
Yeah, Age Before Beauty.
Okay. It is definitely an older movie. You do have to watch it on
Movie's putting it,
It's actually an older TV special.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
You have to watch it on YouTube because, you know, it doesn't really exist as a DVD and the quality is so bad you can't really see their faces. But other than that, for me, it's a great movie.
I desperately needed a CRT TV for this movie and did not have one in my house.
I went over to...
That would have fixed it, I think.
Kinship Goods down on the west side. Mm-hmm. They just opened their new store and they have a little... It's really cute. And they have a little console CRT TV, like in a wood, like the furniture grade kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
And they were playing what were they playing? They were playing The Muppets Christmas Carol on VHS.
Oh, that's cool.
The VCR set. It was like, the color was awful. And I was like trying to adjust the color to get it right.
They were like, what are you doing with our TV? That's great, though.
If you don't know, for vintage games, CRT TV is actually totally improves the graphics and makes it totally different.
Oh, okay.
So, like when you play an old game on like a new monitor, it looks extra garbage. Like people's faces are blurry. There's the pixelation's like super bad. Well, the way that the CRT TVs did, the quality was actually much better for that media for old games and old movies like this that have not been remastered.
So if I played my DVD on an old style TV, it might look better?
It would probably look better.
Yeah. I mean, if it's like a VHS rip on a DVD, it's still going to look like a VHS.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, old games are so much better because, they were made for that resolution for the way the movement works and on the scan lines. And
yeah, that makes sense.
Frame rate on CRTs, you can't beat it. So there's no lag at all. There's no input lag.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Anyway, sorry. What were we talking about?
Smoky Mountain Christmas.
And the fact you couldn't see anybody's face who was in the movie.
So try to watch it on YouTube. I guess there's a couple of different links.
Yeah.
One of them I could see faces. The other one I couldn't. So I had to switch to the one where I could see the faces.
I may have watched the one I couldn't see faces. It
was really bad. Hopefully they'll do a HD Blu-ray remastered.
That would be great. I would absolutely love that.
Because it had to have been shot on film because this is 1986.
Right.
And it seems like a pretty decent production.
Yeah.
Like not like super cheap or anything.
Right. Well, I hope they do. This is one of my favorite movies. It has been since I was a kid. I just remember watching it growing up. And then I've continued watching it. I watch it every year. I usually wrap presents and watch it.
Yeah.
It's just a neat little film. I love Dolly Parton, of course, but I like the way the film, it doesn't seem like it's slow in any parts. There's always something kind of going on, so it flows really well. And it's a good one just to throw on in the background. You can also listen to it and know what's going on.
Yeah, that's what we did too. We wrapped presents. And that's throw Smoky Mountain on.
See, that's perfect. It's a perfect time. It's a perfect one.
And I looked up and I was like, "Is there a witch?"
Yeah. So that's another thing I like about this. It's considered a fantasy movie, which is interesting, but it's a Christmas movie that has more to it, which I never knew and never thought of until I saw one of the little trivia things about the movie is that it's a loose retelling of Snow White.
Oh, yeah. I picked up on that.
Which totally makes sense.
Yeah,
but just
kids.
I guess where I grew up watching it, I never thought of that.
The 7 kids and the witch tries to put her to sleep.
With apple pie instead of an apple.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's clearly that's what it is, and that's where they got the idea.
Remember she was in the forest or whatever and come across the kids and like, are there 7 of them?
Yeah. It is pretty much a retelling of it, but I never even noticed that. But I do like that it's different. You do have a witch, and that's not normal for
I did not. That was totally out of left field. Did not expect that, and it went like full Mystery Science Theater level. Right. For a second, I was like, oh, wow, this is a development.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, do you remember the first time watching this? Because it seems like you watch it every year, so you probably watched it for,
long time.
Your whole life.
I don't know that I could pinpoint like remembering the very first time I watched it.
Yeah.
I just remember watching it all my life. But it's just been one of those that I watch every year. I look forward to seeing it. So,
do they show it on TV every year, or is it just like you?
They don't. Sometimes they'll show it. Most of the time they don't. I don't know why.
I would think they have like, I bet they have like a 35 millimeter print at Dollywood, and they run it every year.
Maybe.
Because they should.
Yeah.
Because I can't, like you were saying, like if they put out a decent DVD of this, it would sell. She could sell these like crazy.
I would think so. And that's
Dollywood.
why I've kind of wondered if it's something else, like rights to something about it.
Maybe.
Because the fact that they don't really show it on TV, they'll run like Unlikely Angel, which is their other Christmas movie. And then they have DVDs of Unlikely Angel, but they don't have Smoky Mountain Christmas. So I don't know if there's maybe a reason behind it.
Smoky Mountain on like ABC or NBC?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
One of those, I'm sure.
I don't know which one.
Well, I mean, it might just be like they own the rights to. Yeah, it was ABC.
Okay. So that, I mean, maybe that's part of it.
Yeah.
I've always kind of wondered that. But so I grew up watching it. So of course I love it for that reason. But it also, it has like that mountain lore type stuff in it, which is what I find interesting. Yeah. But I also came from a mountain where there was like mountain lore. So I kind of relate to it.
Is there a lore about a really, like a witch that was really kind of jealous of?
Not exactly. We had a wizard.
We talk about the old ways here.
We did have a guy that, so his mom was a witch. Then he was, I guess he would be a wizard.
Oh, wow.
I guess that's what you
there
call.
There are male witches or warlocks or wizards. All of that.
Well,
works.
I don't know what he was.
And Mudsuck was so like colorful.
Yeah. So he actually lived on my street.
Them hollers of West Virginia got some magic in them.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you have, and Tennessee has a lot of that as well, where Dolly's from, is a lot of that mountain lore. But yeah, we had, so his mom was supposedly a witch. There's a lot about him. There was a graveyard behind their house.
Oh, nice.
That he took the tombstones down and turned into a garden.
Oh.
And
you didn't move the bodies!
and used the tombstones as decoration in his yard.
Oh, wow. That seems illegal.
Yeah, you would think. Also, one time when I was younger, I flipped over one of those tombstones because my friend lived in the house that was like sharing a yard with him. And we found all kinds of women's credit cards. So there was that.
What?
Weird.
Like under the tombstone?
Yeah. The one that was decoration in his yard.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, he supposedly kept his mom in like a...
Kept his mom? Like in a cage?
No, after she died. Like in a bathtub of milk or something for a long time. I don't know. Something weird.
Wait.
Yeah.
When did this happen?
When she died.
No, I mean like...
she wasn't alive when I was alive.
This is like a long time ago. Or...
like my grandparents knew her.
Pre-80s.
This sounds like...
My grandparents knew her, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a story.
Yeah. Oh, there's more.
Go on. This is more interesting than Smoky Mountain.
Well, I will tell you that.
Join into Real Opposites, where we kind of talk about a movie and then diverge into true crime.
So... I will tell you that one of the saddest things you ever have to do is tell somebody that comes looking for one of their loved ones' graves that it's now a garden. So we did have to do that once. That was pretty sad. But I do remember specifically one time that we were driving, up the mountain, and his name was Jack. He would always be like collecting cans. He collected cans and turned them in, I would assume. And I can remember, and this could be like part of the lore of it in my young child mind, but I remember it still, that he was at one spot on the mountain, and then we kept driving, and then he was in another spot on the mountain. And there would have been no way for him to beat us there because we were driving, he was walking. And I can remember that. Like I said, looking back, it's probably just a kid's mind at work, who knows? Yeah. Maybe it was 2 different days and I merged them together. I don't know. But
that's crazy though, about like the tombstones and the garden and the dead mom in the bath. And sounds like
but I mean,
Norman
is any
Bates.
of it true? Who knows? I know stories about her being a witch and like people having to stay there because she didn't want them to leave yet. they went for coffee and they couldn't get up kind of thing. Like there are those stories. So I think, long story short here, I think that's another reason I really love Smoky Mountain is because it brings back memories of my childhood and where I grew up with the mountain lore. And I can kind of relate. Like to most people, they're like, "Oh, a Christmas movie. Why is there a witch?" And I'm like, "We had two. It's fine." Basically, I think that all ties into why I really love this movie.
Appeals to you
and what I remember.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Was it great aunt had they had a huge graveyard behind their house too, and it was cool to go walk up there at night. Just be creepy. We didn't turn over any gravestones or find.
Well, by the time
it was cool.
You didn't turn it into a garden.
No.
By the time
it's just
now I would like to put out there the gravestone I turned over was already removed from the graveyard and being used as decoration in his yard at this point.
So was it like a family graveyard or?
I'm not sure. It was a tiny graveyard, so I would assume that yes,
just
it was
like a
family or like. Maybe before it was more civilized up there. Not that it was then either, but, maybe just a small community or something like that.
My mom loves graveyards. A really weird habit of when we go on vacation anywhere as a family, my mom wants to go walk through the graveyards.
I like to do that as well.
Like especially the old ones. She's like, let's go walk through.
I like
so spooky.
I like them when they're old enough that you have to take paper and pencil with you.
And like scratch.
And you do like lay it against it and do the pencil so you can read what the tombstone says. Yeah. Those are my favorite.
That was my mom's favorite thing to do on vacation, which explains a lot about me as a person.
It's fun.
And the things that I enjoy.
That is a way of
honoring the past.
Honoring the past and learning history.
Largely forgotten.
You never know what you'll learn inside of a graveyard.
Very weird.
Or what credit card?
Well,
back to the movie, guys.
So anyway,
it's all kind of
Lee
related.
Majors is in this movie.
Yeah, so he's famous.
I was really surprised by the cast because, of course, Dolly and then Lee Majors, Bo Hopkins, who was in American Graffiti and The Wild Bunch, who passed away this year, and Dan Hedaya, who I believe also passed away recently.
Oh, okay.
Rance Howard.
Yeah, he's amazing in Blood Simple. If you ever see that,
I have not.
Yeah, it was really kind of like, oh, they got real people.
Yeah.
Movie.
John Ritter was in it.
John Ritter.
Not very long, but he was in it.
But he's got
it's a good part.
It is and he really relishes. Was he the judge at the end? Yeah. He really relishes, and I think he's just being John Ritter, and it's just very entertaining. For the little bit he's there. So
I always liked his part. Like I said, it's not a very big part, but it's a good part, and it's important to the story. He's funny in it. I
really expected this to be awful.
Yes, you did not want to watch this.
I was protesting this one.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll watch a lot of stuff, Aaron, but this might be pushing it.
I'm glad this is the one that I fought for.
Yeah, because it was
because it is a decent. I mean, it's fun.
It was kooky and funny, and
Yeah.
Just had fun laughing at it.
It's definitely not a Hallmark. I mean,
I'll take it over a Hallmark. I'll take it any day over a Hallmark.
Right.
Hallmarks usually don't have witches, and they aren't that like Hallmarks. Nobody's trying. I don't know if they're really trying that hard this, but it's like at that right era. It's like this was entertainment in 1986 on TV.
Right, and it was huge.
It's a nice little time capsule.
Yeah,
it's much more entertaining than I expected, and I am kind of glad I watched it.
Yeah, look at that.
I don't know if I'll be watching it again. It might turn into a little tradition. Who knows?
It's a good one for a tradition.
I don't know. Who knows? We might go to Dollywood next Christmas now. Because that was the next video on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was like a tour of Dollywood at Christmas.
I will say Dollywood at Christmas is very nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Tons of lights.
I haven't been there since 30 years probably. I haven't been there. We used to go there for like a few years in a row probably. Like it was the summer, our big summer vacation when I was a kid for a few years. And it was fun.
Yeah, we did that growing up as well. That's where we went for family vacation was Pigeon Forge, and
it's pretty beautiful there.
Went as an adult as well, except for I don't think I've been since the pandemic started, so I have to go back soon. But
the sheriff is so delightfully creepy.
Yes,
Bo Hopkins does a really good job with that.
Yeah. That's what I say. I feel like the people they cast for the parts was the right choices. It was good casting, which makes a difference.
Agreed.
So I did see that, and I've never paid attention to it, but Henry Winkler directed it. I did see some trivia about the people that were in it that also were in Happy Days. Had small parts in this.
Yeah,
I guess Henry had brought them
John
in.
Ritter and then the parents of Ron Howard, Rance Howard.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing him.
And Gene Spiegel Howard.
Yeah.
Have small roles in the film. Also, Harry calls Jezebel the cast of The Addams Family, and he is in The Addams.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
I don't know what he played in The Addams Family, but I saw that little snippet. But I thought it was cool that Henry Winkler was like, hey, I'm doing a movie.
Yeah.
Let me get my best friend John Ritter and these people that I have.
Hope he's dead.
Yeah, know really well.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought it started and I was like, oh, Henry, the Fonz directed this.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, this time around, when I watched it, I did have that Snow White thing in my head. So it was kind of neat watching it from that end because, like I said, it never clicked for me.
It definitely...
It's 100% very
Well, it explains why there's a witch in the movie. For one thing.
That's true, too.
Otherwise, it might be like...
But see, like I said, to me, the witch there was normal. It's mountain lore. Like, to me, I've never thought, like, why is there a witch in this movie? I'm like, that makes perfect sense.
She plays it up so much.
Yeah,
it's such a big camp performance. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, she's fun in the movie. It's almost like from a different movie. They do like when she's in the room. It's a sci-fi film. Like it's different. It's not sci-fi, but fantasy.
Fantasy, yeah.
There's just a different feel in those scenes, which I think is what's good about it. Because it's not like your Hallmark movie and there just happens to be a witch. Like
I love it when Mountain Dan.
Yeah.
Lee Majors showed up. All I could hear was like, so have you ever seen Scrooged?
Yes.
So you know like the little movie at the start of Scrooged, like that they're showing that they're making, like where it's like ninjas and stuff and terrorists are attacking the North Pole. And then you see this like person roll up on a snowmobile and he starts like blasting all these terrorists and stuff. And he comes through the door, and it's Lee Majors, and and I think Santa's like, "It's Lee Majors." That's all I could think of.
That's great.
When he showed up in the movie as Mountain Dan, I was like, "It's Lee Majors."
When he shows up on that horse, and they're like, "That's Mountain Dan."
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
And I thought that's another neat component. The kids have been living out there by themselves because they escaped or whatever from a home.
Yeah.
But they're living out there by themselves and they're petrified of this man. And really all he's been doing is looking over them the whole time. Yeah. But they think I forget some of the stuff they really think. Like they think he eats all kinds of weird stuff, maybe kids and all kinds of stuff like that.
That he's going to release rattlesnakes in their house.
Yeah.
all kinds of nonsense.
But then it ends up, he's a good guy, of course.
Yeah. He's Mountain Dan.
Mountain Dan.
Like you need a Mountain Dan t-shirt or something.
I need a Smokey Mountain. That's a good idea. I need to make me a shirt.
You can make t-shirts in our creator space.
That's true. That is true. I could make a shirt. I mean, I could technically make part of the shirt at home, but I would need the creative space at least for
trying to push the creator space.
No, I am too. I said I would need it at least for the heat press because I don't have one anymore. There's also, if you really like Dolly Parton, there is a really good podcast about her. I think it's Dolly Parton's America, something like that. But it dives into all kinds of different things and it's just really good. It's like...
So you're cheating on us with another podcast? Are you on another podcast, Aaron? This is new information.
No, I just listened to that one.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think they should get you on there as a guest.
Yeah, I don't have my own yet.
Yeah, Dolly Parton podcast.
The operative word.
He keeps trying to get me to make him one outside of work. It's not happening. I don't have time for this.
But with talking about Dolly Parton, the neat thing about this movie, which I mean, maybe it wouldn't be neat to a lot of people, but I like it because she's basically just playing herself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
except her name is Lorna Davis.
Yeah, I mean that's what she plays in every. Yeah, like in Straight Talk and
Yeah, I haven't seen Straight Talk. That's the one
really?
I really want to see.
That's like. Well, that and like, I guess Still Magnolias.
I haven't seen that one either. I know, I need to watch them.
You haven't seen like her two real movies.
Yes, I need to watch those.
I also kind of enjoyed, I mean, Dolly definitely had some moments of like being super strong and like, leave me alone. Like every time she faced off with the sheriff, it was like, he was like,
true.
You hussy, and she's like, you go away, basically, like over and over again.
Shoo.
And I like that energy. I mean, because that's definitely
Dolly.
like she always faces things down like super sweet.
Right. You get the point.
You're not getting this, like,
right.
with the witch, where she's like, when I wake up, we'll both be old and gray. Let me help you down.
Yeah.
Just
after she tricks the witch to eat the pie.
Yeah, I always think that's good.
Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, as far as films go and movies go, maybe this isn't the greatest movie in the world. I mean, to me, it's one of the greatest, but it's just so fun, and there's so much about it that's different than other movies, and I think that's one reason I think it's great. Like I said, other than it ties back to my mountain roots.
I mean, I get why you like it. Honestly, it's more surprising than a lot of modern movies anyway.
Right.
Like, did not expect some of the stuff to happen.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. At least it's a different spin on a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Whereas, nowadays we just get the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Basically.
They don't really do. I mean, I guess they do sometimes, but it seems like they do less of these, like, kind of big name for the time. Like, because Lee Majors was still a pretty big name, especially in 86, and Dolly was huge. And I feel like maybe they don't do as many of these anymore. Like, it's usually like remakes of other stuff. Like, Grease is now remade or, whatever. So is this your favorite Christmas movie?
It's up there with, so I grew up watching this one.
Or holiday movie.
And I also grew up watching A Christmas Story. So I'm big on that too.
Yeah.
So those are probably I don't know, because I also really love Jingle All the Way. Now that is more of my own tradition than a family tradition. That is another one I wrap presents to.
Yeah. I love Jingle. I mean,
it's good.
I love it, but
it's great. I love it.
It has a lot of fun.
I look forward to it every year.
I don't like what it represents, but I like the movie. I don't like that it's like just, just two grown adults acting like idiots just trying to get this stupid toy or whatever. It's like,
but I mean, the thing is that does happen.
It does. I mean, not to like that, but like.
Well, I do know one time on Black Friday, my dad had got the last Winnie the Pooh stuffed bear for my sister, and some lady stole it out of his buggy, and he hunted her down and got it back. So, I mean, it happens.
I guess so. Jingle All the Way.
Okay, so guys, top 5 Christmas movies for each of you. Actually, Aaron, let's do yours, and then we'll go to break, and then we'll open back up with Josh.
Okay. So we got Smoky Mountain.
Yeah, Smoky Mountain, A Christmas Story.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
2 more.
I mean, National Lampoon is good. Christmas Vacation.
The first one, Christmas Vacation.
The first one, 100%. The first one. The second one's horrible.
Yep.
And I like Home Alone.
Okay.
Maybe Home Alone.
That's a good one. That's a fair. I think, what was I thinking?
There's a lot of honorable mentions, though.
Christmas Vacation, we didn't watch any R-rated movies or anything like that growing up. So there's that long part where he curses out his boss. And my mom would always come behind me and cover my ears because she loves that movie.
Yeah.
But she didn't want us to hear that part. So she'd just be like...
My sister's husband, it's his favorite movie. So they watch it every year, but this year was the first time they let my nieces watch it.
Yeah.
National
the Christmas Vacation. Okay.
Yeah.
So they finally got to watch it this year.
I guess it's PG-13, but he definitely goes on a lot.
Yeah, there's some
there's some. I mean, it's National Lampoon.
It's PG-13, but
yeah.
Those are Aaron's top 5 Christmas movies. Stay tuned after the messages for Josh's top 5 holiday movies.
All right, everyone. Now we have a few messages from the library. Toby, if you want to go ahead with your message.
All right. So today is December 15th, which means you have 4 days to come by the library and check out our book club book of the month. Is Persepolis. It is our first graphic novel that we've ever done. And if you have any interest in the Iranian Revolution and some of the issues that are still persisting today over in Iran, you might want to come by and check it out. So even if you can't attend our book club meeting on the 19th, we do have book club books available. So come on by.
All right, Josh, anything happening in the youth?
And on Tuesday, December 20th at 6:30, we're going to have Grinchmas party. So you can get your photo taken with the Grinch. You may or may not be in the room with me right now. And enjoy some Grinchy snacks and a lot of festive crafts and good times for a whole family.
That sounds like it'll
be
fun.
December 20th at 6:30.
Okay. That's all the announcements we have this time around. Welcome back from those wonderful messages from the library. Josh, you want to start us off with your top 5 holiday movies?
Yes.
So excited.
So my number 1 is Die Hard.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it just about every Christmas Eve.
Okay.
You have to. It takes place on Christmas Eve. So holiday themed, then it's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I have not seen that.
Watch it every Thanksgiving.
I think I just saw they're remaking that. And if it's true, you're not going to like it. It's Adam Sandler remaking it.
Oh, last time I heard it was like Kevin Hart and
okay.
Will Smith.
Well, then I don't know.
But I hope it doesn't come out. I hope it never gets made and it fails miserably if it comes out. And it's like decried as the worst film ever made. Because you cannot recapture that magic of Steve Martin, John Hughes, and John Candy. That movie is perfect. Literal perfection. There's no moment in that film that isn't just absolutely brilliant and funny.
Okay.
Tell us how you really feel, Josh.
Don't hold back.
I'm not holding back. I care about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That movie means a lot to me.
All right. I need to watch it. Do we have it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's 2. The Ref is one of my favorites.
I've never heard of it.
Dennis Leary and Kevin Spacey.
Okay.
It's like a Christmas comedy. Like,
are they trying to get a toy?
No, they're not. No, Dennis Leary is like trying to rob houses, and he ends up kidnapping Kevin Spacey and his wife. And
oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's really good. And they have to like go through with this whole Christmas dinner because he's acting like, I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's a lot of fun. I have very fond memories watching it. And I think that's what a lot of holiday movies are. Is holidays are about nostalgia.
Right.
When you're an adult, it's about remembering the good times you had when you were a kid.
Right.
The Christmases, the times with your family. And so that one, a lot of mine just remind me of that.
Yeah.
Especially those first 3. I will also go with The Bishop's Wife.
Okay.
With Cary Grant. It's just a sweet little. I think they remade it kind of as The Preacher's Wife with Denzel Washington and Whitney Houston, I think. But the original film is still very good, holds up.
Mm.
And I guess my other one would probably be Scrooged.
That's a good one. I haven't watched Scrooge in a long time. I almost did last night.
I was leaning towards going to Eyes Wide Shut, but I'll go like stick to like legit movies that take. Eyes Wide Shut takes place at Christmas, but legit like Christmas movies.
It's hard to narrow down a top 5 because there's a lot. Like there's
so many.
There's another. It's definitely a TV movie, and I probably shouldn't even admit this, but it's called Snow Globe.
If you have to say that, you probably shouldn't.
It's called Snow Globe with Christina Milian. But to follow that up, I'll also watch. I have a Abbott and Costello Christmas special.
Nice.
And that was almost in my top 5. That was probably would be right there with it.
Okay.
That's my other Christmas wrapping.
Did you ever see like the Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein?
I have not.
Those are really good.
I've seen
They're
like
really
parts
funny.
of some of them. I love Abbott and Costello though. But the Christmas one, I love it because it's the original TV special. So it has the old commercials and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
So it's really awesome.
I'm a big
Probably
fan
should
of
have put
White
that
Christmas.
in.
So that's like I really love White Christmas.
Yeah.
It's the dancing gets me every time.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I think I just get baffled by the fact that people used to be that talented. Like sing, dance, act, it's all perfect.
Right.
Like what? I mean, I just get...
there's not as much like real showmanship
right
in film as far as like that kind of old style, like song and dance.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah. So I guess that brings us to talking about your pick from last time.
My pick
Love
for you.
Actually.
Love Actually.
Yeah.
For the man who has no love in his heart.
That's right.
Grinch himself.
Yeah.
Aaron. So Love Actually. I remember I saw Love Actually in theaters when it came out. Just thought it was funny and sweet, cute. I've watched it, I don't know, several times over the last 20 years, almost 20 years, usually at Christmas. I don't know, man. I just like it. It's always just a charming little film. And like the ensemble cast really works. And I like that you get a lot of different representations of love, like unrequited love and parental love, love that is on the rocks. It's like relationships that are not perfect and
at all levels.
Yeah. So I like that it can be, and it kind of is. And I think that's part of the appeal is that it is a really good Hallmark movie, like a really with some of the best actors in the world and production value and everything. but it has like an emotional honesty that really connects, I think, and it's just really funny too. Like,
yeah,
I mean, who doesn't love watching Alan Rickman and Emma Thompson together in a scene? Or it's, I don't know. I've always really liked the movie.
Yeah,
it's a sweet little film. It's a sweet
I
little
love that film.
This film is very good. This film. Please excuse me. So, Aaron, what did you think? So, Aaron, what did you think of Love Actually?
Oh, I hated it.
The hell?
I'm sorry. I tried so hard. So, first of all, it took me I tried 3 different days to watch it. And no, I did watch it all the way through.
Okay.
When I finally could get myself to. But the first time I made it 5 minutes in and I was like, this is stupid. The second time I made it 10 minutes in and I was like, this is really dumb. And then the third time I was like, man, I hate this, but I have to watch it. So I watched it all. One sitting. I didn't, do it in parts. I don't like love, man. I don't. And this movie, for me, I think it just, I don't know why, but my ADHD just couldn't handle this movie. It was really hard for me to pay attention to. I think it was also because there's not, like you said, there is, I will give it that it shows all forms of love and all sides of love. And that's really cool that they did that. Whereas a normal Hallmark movie, you just get that.
Yeah.
I bumped my head and now, you're
Dean Cain's
I'm in love with you. Yeah, Dean Cain is
There's puppies.
To save the day. So I will give it that it has depth to it. It definitely has a great cast. I love Laura Linney and some of the other people, but it just doesn't have anything but love in it. And I think for me, that's just no. That's a no.
I mean,
but I you're so baffled.
Look, I just watched Smoky Mountain Christmas.
I know, but you liked it. It was good.
I liked it as a bad movie.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like this one as a good movie. I see why it's a good movie, and I see why people like it, and I honestly do think it's because it's a love movie that is nothing but a love movie.
Well, let's do this then. What were your 2 favorite stories, and what were the 2 stories you hated the most?
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so I will say, and that's what I was going to get to, I did like, what is it, Liam Neeson and the little boy?
And his stepson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the stepson story, which, obviously, it was more than just a love thing.
Yeah, you also love the stuff with the kid and...
August Rush.
I feel like there's something going on here, Aaron.
Yeah. Well, because it's the part that has more depth for me than just a love story. So with the kid, it was... You had his connection with his stepfather, who's the only living parent, the loss of his mother, and him trying to figure out love himself as a kid.
Yeah.
His first love interest, and he learns to play the drums, and there was just more to that. Now, if the movie was just about that, I probably would have liked it.
Well, then you should watch About a Boy.
I've always wanted to see that.
That's a good movie.
I've never seen it. So that was my favorite story. I don't know if I have a second favorite story.
What about the Alan Rickman and Emma Thompson? That's not really
Which one was that?
That's the husband and wife that he's
cheating.
I don't know if he's cheated yet, but he's
no, I hated that one.
Okay.
I couldn't stand them.
No, I don't think it's them. You couldn't
it's
stand
not
the
them.
actors.
It's not the actors.
Yeah.
So I think for me, that was another thing. I couldn't. Josh isn't going to make it through this podcast. I wanted to like it. I will tell you, I wanted to like this so bad that you could shove it in my face that I liked a love movie. I wanted that to happen. It just really didn't. But I
thought this would, man, because it's got so many variations. And it's so
I felt like most of them were cheating, and I didn't like that.
Number 2 favorite.
You got to pick one.
You got to pick one. Even if it's the British boy that goes to America and ends up with Denise Richards.
Oh, that was entertaining. That was entertaining. That he was so bent on coming to America because the women would like him, and they didn't in England. That was funny. I'll give him that. But he didn't have very big of a part. I mean, I think part of it for me also was the fact that I didn't like a lot of the characters. I thought most of them were horrible people.
How?
I don't know. Most of them were cheating, it seemed.
What?
Well, you had the guy that was maybe cheating and the girlfriend that knew he was doing it. And then you had the one with the best friend and he was in love with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then she runs out in the street and gives him a kiss. You never find out if that was a I appreciate you or if it was a I love you kiss. They never wrapped that up story.
Well, they don't. I mean, I like that they didn't because it's, it kind of leaves it up to you.
Right.
But, and also sometimes, I mean, that's how it is. It's like, things don't work out right now.
Right. And yeah, I get it. Like, I mean, it's all very real. I will give them that. Man, I don't love love. I don't like love movies.
All right.
I was hoping there was something that I would really gravitate in this one because I've heard only good things about this movie. I've never heard someone like me talk about it.
I kind of thought that you might like, if nothing else, the rock star and his manager being his realization that he he has all these like fickle friends and like love affairs and all this stuff, and he's like, the person who is my family is my best friend who is my manager. Right, and it was like really like there were some sweet moments there. I think.
Yeah. I mean, him just going on like just complaining about how terrible the song is, and the song ends up being number one, and like see, ha, you're laughing.
That is true. I liked that character.
Yeah,
I did like him. See,
Billy Mack.
So that's your other favorite love story.
I would say that would be my other favorite part. Would be him. Just his story in general with the music and the trying to beat out the other song for top Christmas song. I mean, I'm not trying to just like tear this movie down. I'm trying to be nice about it. It's just not for me. It's a love movie. It's a 100% love movie. That's all that it is. And I think that for me doesn't like I don't like love movies. So it was too much.
Why don't you like love movies? Why don't you like see people fall in love?
I don't know. I just don't like to watch it in the movies.
Okay.
I don't know. I never have liked movies like that.
Okay.
It's just not my cup of tea.
Doesn't Dolly fall in love with Mountain Dan?
Yeah, but barely.
They adopt kiss 7 children together. So.
Okay. Yeah, but that's the last like minute of the movie. They kiss and they're granted the guardianship of 7 kids. I mean, I think it's fine when it's part of the movie. I just don't like it to be the movie, if that makes sense.
Well, I don't necessarily think like it's the whole movie.
Love Actually?
Yeah.
It's in the title.
Well, I get that it's in the title.
What would you say the movie's about if it's not about love?
Give me a second.
That's because it's about love.
Human connection.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's about the wide variety and the colors of like.
Yeah.
Of different types of connections.
That's true.
Because, I mean, it's about love, of course, but it's like, I don't know.
There's definitely some family in there. Like, there's like the guy whose brother sleeps with his wife, and then it's like him cutting his family out, basically, and finding a new family.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
It's the one where he has the
like,
Portuguese maid, and they fall in love with each other over the
okay, yeah.
There's...
That was...
Oh, here we go. Now we're starting to switch to where we start reminding him of what it was.
Oh, but you reminded me of something else I didn't like. So, so that was also pretty extreme. Like, he met her for like a week, and then he flew back over there to propose to her. Mm-hmm. That's extreme.
I think it was like...
That's going to end in divorce real quick.
People do nonsense stuff at the holidays when they're in love.
True.
That's kind of their point.
I will throw that in. It was Christmas time. And he just... needed somebody to help decorate the tree.
That gets nailed in the movie over and over again. People are like, "Oh, well, since it's Christmas, I can tell you that I like." That's
definitely a Christmas movie.
The girl and the prime minister sends him a letter that says, "Well, since it's Christmas,
okay,
I love you."
Okay, that one was kind of cute.
That one was really cute.
The prime minister.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. I forgot about most of the movie.
How we're reminding you, like, yeah, that's kind of cute.
Should we go through the stories? There's the one, it's Martin Freeman and the other body double who are simulating sex.
Yeah.
Is their job.
That's adorable.
and they are just talking about the traffic on the road on the way there.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Then they end up together. See, we'll get there.
Jointer opposites as we reenact the entirety of Love Actually, all 134 minutes.
So Aaron can
remember what the movie's about.
But I think
learn to love it.
That is part of my problem. Is it didn't capture my attention enough that I remember anything. Like my ADHD was really bad.
I do think that the Andrew Lincoln storyline is kind of malarkey. Like he has, as far as everyone knows, he has actively hated her the entire relationship between like his best friend and her.
Yeah,
like they won't talk.
He's trying to
hide
it.
They won't like, yeah, but like that doesn't turn into like, oh well, just because now I know that you were creepily infatuated with me, I'm okay with this situation. Like
I'm trying to look it up because I don't remember his part, and I like Andrew Lincoln.
The Signs.
Where does The Signs with Keira Knightley?
Oh, the one I was talking about where he runs out and
runs out
and
yeah,
that's Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah, Rick Grimes.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of somebody different, anyways.
Okay,
that went nowhere.
Well, I thought there was going to be like oh yeah, I do really like that person, but it's not the right person.
No, I'm with you. I hate the Alan Rickman, and I don't hate the story. It's a really good story. I hate Alan Rickman and like the way that he makes her feel.
Which one was that?
Yeah, I love.
That's the couple that like it's husband's cheating, and like she like finds the necklace, and then she opens up a CD, and it's like
she plays
that was sad.
She plays
man.
that so well. Like
that
she goes in there and she pours tears.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no dialogue. That's just like that's acting.
Yeah, and I will say that was a powerful scene.
She's amazing.
But I don't want to watch movies about that.
Alan Rickman, too, is like, because Alan Rickman's such a lovable guy.
Yeah.
I feel like, even when he's playing like Hans Gruber or, the Sheriff of Nottingham and Robin Hood or whatever, like he's still like, I like this guy. He's very charismatic, but I think that was good kind of casting against type for him to kind of play a philanderer.
Right. Well, and that's what I say. Like, there were some funny moments.
It's almost like not that he's done anything either. It's like that he's got the necklace and that he's. It's like
he does give it to her
on the verge
because she puts it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like.
So see, I paid attention.
He did. It's just.
I think, and that's the thing. This movie, for most people, probably is a great movie, and that's what I was saying earlier. Like, I can see how this is a great movie. It has a great cast. They do a magnificent job at what they're doing. That scene where she opens that CD, man, that was powerful. It was super sad. I don't want to be super sad when I watch a movie like that. That's where it comes into play. Is I don't like love movies, therefore I didn't like this movie. I'm not knocking the movie itself.
Okay, I thought there would be enough variety that you would find more in it.
I also thought, because I love movies that tell small stories and then they're somewhat connected. Mm-hmm. But I felt like the way this movie bounced around too was hard to follow sometimes. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just my ADHD when I was watching it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I felt like I had a hard time following that they moved to a different story, or, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's your ADHD.
That's what I said. It very well could be that.
Yeah.
Because it was just like quick changes. Like,
yeah, I mean,
you might be watching 2 minutes of this story and then you're off to.
It does bounce around a lot to try to juggle all the stories.
And normally I do like that, but I think it was just the way there were so many stories as well.
There are, yeah.
It's not like your normal, like 3 stories and then this is how they're connected, but I do like movies like that. That's another reason I was hoping I really liked this one.
Can't win them all, I guess.
I feel like I've tore down your whole world, Josh.
No, I mean, this isn't like one of my favorite movies. I was optimistic.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like it more.
I hope it helps that I was also optimistic.
Yeah.
Like, I went into this thinking, man, they're going to be able to dog me so much if I like this movie. And although I think it would have created some great funny content, it just didn't happen. I just didn't like it. Maybe you'll find a love movie one day that I like, though.
Well, I think there's been plenty that you've actually picked.
Yeah, well, those aren't love movies.
Denial is a river in Egypt.
I also saw where the casting director kept being like, I want her to be like Laura Linney. And then they were like, why don't we just get Laura Linney?
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, and I love Laura Linney's story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with
her brother.
With her brother, and then was it Carl, the guy from the guy she works with and stuff. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, I liked Laura. I mean, I like Laura Linney, so I liked her part, but I just I liked her acting.
Yeah, They did this little like on ABC. They did this like 20th anniversary special that I watched too. They had like her and not Liam Neeson, and Hugh Grant and Emma Thompson and stuff. It was really it was cute.
That was another thing where you told me they were doing that. I was like, man, this is like an important movie of some sort for them to be doing.
It was
this.
kind of a hit when it came out, but I think over time it's become kind of like a staple.
Yeah,
like a Christmas staple for a lot of people. You know?
So after you said that, I was kind of excited to watch it, and I think that's another part of me. I wanted to like it because obviously it means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah. Did you ever see 4 Weddings and a Funeral?
I don't think so.
You'd probably like that one a little bit more. I mean, it's like it still has like a love story, but there's a lot more. It's less, I guess, sentimental.
Yeah.
But it's the same director, Richard Curtis, who did that one.
Well, that has one of my favorite instances of a poem in a movie. They do W.H. Auden's "Stop All the Clocks," and it is beautiful in 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
It's a great one.
That's a beautiful scene.
I guess this is the little boy that Thomas Brody Sangster, who was 13 years old when he played Sam in this movie, was cast as a 13-year-old again 8 years later.
Yeah.
He's very like even now.
Doesn't age.
He's in that special.
Oh, this is that. That's right. That's that kid you were talking about that never ages when we were talking about.
Yeah, and he still looks like. I mean, he's probably about 30. He's
my age.
Yeah, like around 30 now, and he could probably still pass for like 18, 19.
Jeez.
Like he just has a very youthful face, and even
I forgot about that.
Even in that, like he's such like he's small. He's a little guy.
Yeah, he is.
So he even though he's like 13 in the movie, he still looks maybe like 10. You know, he's a good little actor though.
Yeah, like I said, he was probably one of my favorite.
He's been in like
parts.
Game of Thrones and
So
some other stuff too.
Rowan Atkinson, his role was initially intended to be a Christmas angel. And that's why he keeps popping up and like causing things to go weird. Like he almost gets Alan Rickman caught with how long it's taking him to wrap the thing.
That was a funny scene. That was a funny scene.
He's like, oh my God.
That was hilarious.
He's like, he crumbles up the like on a potpourri or whatever, puts it in.
I'm like, who does all that? That was very funny.
Apparently, Mr. Bean.
This is the bag for the gift bag.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I was like, oh, it's great.
He also distracts the airport security so the boy can run through onto the plane. Yeah. So he was supposed to, his role was supposed to be bigger.
Oh, okay.
And he was supposed to be more in the story, and he was supposed to be the Christmas angel bringing people together, but they cut a good bit of it.
Too bad. I will say that I forgot all about that. Yeah, but that scene was hilarious.
I haven't watched it in a few years, and I forgot about that scene with him with the gift wrap and everything. But see, even that scene, I found it so hilarious. But then you have the fact that he's buying a necklace for another woman, and that just taints it for me.
No, I think the scene is funnier because you want him to get caught.
Yeah, and
I guess that's true too.
And so the thing was Alan Rickman's like being perturbed in that scene was real. Because Rowan Atkinson was just going on, and they weren't cutting. Like the director wasn't saying cut. It was just
so it was ad-libbed?
Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah, his whole thing with the I guess they just gave him a bunch of props and were just like, go to town. And Alan Rickman's just like, what? Just.
That was a really funny scene.
Making up reactions and stuff.
It was really funny because it was so ridiculous.
Yeah. So they just did like these long, I think a mag holds like 11 or 12 minutes, so it's like just long takes of him just filling the gift bag and rewrapping it.
I'm glad they didn't cut that one.
No,
that was hilarious.
It's a great little moment.
That was okay. That's probably.
So there are moments in this film you like.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not that I hate the movie as a movie. I just hated the movie.
And in this moment.
As that makes any sense.
The Grinch's heart grew twice its size.
There were definitely parts that were good.
Is it the angst of love that bothers you about love movies? Is it that there's always that part where people are stupid and do stupid things?
I mean, I'm sure that annoys me.
Process of falling in love.
I honestly don't know. I've never put much thought into it. I'm not big on love anyways.
I know.
Movies are not.
But you seem to like the happy parts. It seems that are realistic, not falling in love after a week or stuff. This couple's cheating or these people are doing shady stuff seems to be what bothers you about this one.
Yeah. I don't like shady people. I don't like shady things. It's called, what is that? Life Experience?
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Maybe that's part of it. Or a big part of it. Or all of it. Who knows?
Probably all of it.
But I'll go ahead and make you super excited in the fact that there'll be a love story in the next movie, Crossroads. So
I know there will be.
You can cling on to that.
I'll cling on to...
But to me, it's not a love movie.
Crossroads. See the things I do for this podcast? Smoky Mountain Christmas and Crossroads in the same month.
This was a sacrifice for Aaron. He did not enjoy this movie.
I don't think a Smoky Mountain Christmas was much of a sacrifice for you. You liked it.
I'm just messing around. I'm sure Crossroads is going to be better than what I expect to.
All right.
I hope so.
Let's flip it around. Josh, what were your 2 favorite and 2 least favorite love stories?
In Love Actually?
Or 2 favorite and 2 least favorite in Love Actually.
I love the whole with Liam Neeson and his stepson.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good one. See?
It is. Well, I love they have really great chemistry together.
They did.
I think it's cute with him and the little girl, and he meets Claudia Schiffer at the end, and I love that whole thing. And I don't know. I think it used to be I thought the Colin Firth section was really cute with him and the maid. But I think the Laura Linney one, I've always liked that one a lot. So I think those 2 are the 2 stories I like the most. And the Emma Thompson, I don't know, I like all of them, but the Emma Thompson and Alan Rickman, it'd be going back and forth between the Laura Linney one and those. But yeah, the Laura Linney one's just like, she has to sacrifice herself for like what she wants, for taking care of her brother. And
right. See, that one was sad too.
It's very relatable. So it's like, I don't know. I like that. I like that. That's what I like about the movie is that it has different. It's not just one note, and every story is different, and so like that's love. Like that's the love story in that. It's not necessarily her and Carl. It's her and her brother.
That's true.
And so it's like I like that it shows all the variations on love. So those 2 would be my favorites.
I'm going to guess that you don't have 2 least favorites, judging by your answers for the favorite.
Probably the dude going to America doesn't really.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's out of a sitcom.
It's a joke.
And kind of like out of like an American Pie movie almost.
Yeah.
It doesn't really kind of feel like the same movie either. It kind of like,
no, it doesn't.
It's only like 5 or 6 minutes. It's not like a huge chunk of the movie, even though he's funny. Like that part doesn't really work.
It's a joke. He comes back with like January Jones and
Elizabeth Cuthbert and Shannon Elizabeth and forget who the other girl is.
But Denise Richards is the one that he ends up with.
Yeah.
That's Carla.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny because I thought I was like, yeah, that would probably work. I mean, maybe not to that extent because that guy's kind of like a doofus, but accents are definitely a thing. So
100%.
So that would be like probably the only one I don't really like, or I think like you could lose it and not really lose anything. But all the other ones,
I agree with that. You could.
I like.
I would like to change my answer to be my favorite scene is the one with the boy and the stepdad because it has so much depth, and my other favorite love scene would be Mr. Bean and his love for wrapping that necklace.
Yeah, that's definitely a big highlight of the movie, Mr.
He loved it. So that would be my other favorite love scene.
It's about the work of a moment.
Yeah, it is.
And it is like a moment. It's not super long, but like you can definitely feel the tension of it where you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah, they do it in a way that you do feel the tension yourself, I think.
Scoops up candy and puts it in the bag.
Rose petals. He like crushes the
potpourri.
The like lavender between his wrists.
And
then like smells it and like knocks it at the bag and like gets out.
It's like chef's kiss.
Like, then ties it and then it's like, oh, just one more thing. And it's like the Christmas box. And he's like, I'm just going to put it in my pocket. And he's like, but...
That's the gift wrap, sir.
This is the gift wrap, sir.
You said you wanted the gift wrapped.
Oh boy. I like that they set that up like they show her finding the necklace and it sets it up because that that's just going to be so heartbreaking.
Man, that was a heartbreaking scene.
I've seen this movie multiple times and every time I hope that present's going to be the necklace.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to watch Emma Thompson cry about her husband being a jerk.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was a sad part.
Oh my God, the woman is so like, you know, giving the gift to, and you know, that's seducing him, I guess,
right?
Or, you know, or whatever is. Ugh.
Yeah, so her character's not lovable.
So sleazy.
Yeah,
but I love how that ends too with like they're at the recital or whatever. Mm-hmm. She's just like, you know, kind of leaves with the kids.
It's kind of like you're gonna make me make I'm not gonna wait on you to make a fool of me.
Yeah. Right.
Thing.
Yeah, she says that, doesn't she?
Both of them are so good.
Something like that.
She says you made a fool of the life that I've lived.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's a good story, but it's not my favorite one, for sure. Like, I don't love that.
Well, I'm glad you guys love this movie. I mean,
yeah,
like I said, it's good for people that love love.
I think you like it more now than you did at the start of the podcast. Now that you remember things.
I mean, I like parts of it. I will definitely never watch this again. Like, not even on accident. If I walk into a room and it's on, I am leaving that room. But, you know, there were some funny... Unless it's the part...
It's just the Rowan Atkinson scene on repeat?
Yes. Yeah, I will watch that. In fact, I might YouTube that and watch that again because that was really funny. All right, guys. I guess that brings us to the end of our discussion of Love Actually and A Smoky Mountain Christmas. I guess we learned... Maybe all my suggestions aren't horrible.
No, you hit a nugget every once in a while. Clock's right.
And at least I wanted to like Love Actually.
Yeah.
So there's that. And I tried. So next time we are going to have a guest. Kendall is going to be on the podcast.
Yep.
It is going to be our year anniversary episode.
It's a big deal.
We've been doing this for a year. So that's awesome. Well, it probably definitely feels like it now that we're doing 2 a month, too.
It does.
Wow, Josh loves doing the podcast.
I look forward to this so much.
But anyway, so it'll be our year anniversary, and in that, we are going to do Crossroads finally.
Yeah, we're finally going to watch Crossroads.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I have a feeling your opinion's going to be like my opinion of Love Actually.
I probably... I have a sneaking suspicion
guess.
I'm going to like it more.
I hope you do. I'm going to love that.
So, yeah, I mean, you love Brittany.
Oh, 100%.
And
Brittany fan, yeah.
This movie.
Yeah. The movie she's in.
Kendall's a big Brittany fan.
Right. So she's going to be here to help.
Be on the show.
She'll be to help.
Yeah.
So in retribution for this,
okay,
I am going to have you guys are going to be watching Showgirls.
Okay.
Paul Verhoeven's 1995 masterpiece. Masterpiece, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's brilliant satire of like just the entire American like culture, our views on sex and, you know, its value in society. And it's just like, it's brilliantly camp.
Okay.
Like, it's so over the top.
It does have, what's her name? Is it Elizabeth Burke? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Jesse Spano?
Yeah.
From Saved by the Bell?
Berkeley.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, Berkeley. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Elizabeth Berkeley. So it has her. I know that.
I don't know.
It has Kyle MacLachlan, Robert Davi. Nobody huge. Like,
yeah, I was going to say, I don't know.
It was the first wide release NC-17 film.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of, like with a budget. Like,
right.
This was an expensive film. It was like $40 or $50 million.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, nowadays it would be just like you could show this on FX, probably.
Right.
It's not that.
Right.
Or it'd be fine on HBO or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But back then it like kind of caused a stir because it was like a wide release. And the NC-17 means you can't advertise in newspapers or on radio. So it's like you're limited on how you can advertise a movie. Even though it got terrible reviews, no one understood it when it came out, and it wasn't NC-17, it still made like a little bit of money. So,
I will say, I mean,
yeah.
I'm not sad or not. That's not what I want to say. I don't hate the idea of watching this movie. So
no, I think you're going to really enjoy it.
It has the possibility of me enjoying it. We'll see how it goes. Has Kendall? Do you know if Kendall's seen it?
She has not.
Okay.
Kendall has not seen it, so you guys will be fresh on this, and I will be fresh on Crossroads.
Okay. So yeah, so it's kind of our normal format.
Yeah.
Still, you know, with us not seeing them.
Yeah.
So
just
nice.
Don't go in expecting like a traditional. I mean, it does have a kind of a traditional narrative. It's very uncompromising.
Okay.
And how Paul Verhoeven, who's a Dutch, and like has very liberal ideas about sex and nudity, and
right.
and has a very wicked sense of humor. So you have to, if you dial into that, the movie is a lot of fun and very smart.
Okay.
If you don't dial into that, you can still enjoy the camp of the film and the performances, especially Elizabeth Berkley and Gina Gershon's amazing. I feel like I should save a lot of this for the next podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe so.
Sorry.
Maybe we'll just stop you right there.
Okay.
Save it for the podcast. As we like to say around here. But yeah, I think it will be interesting. I'm super interested to see what you think of Crossroads. And it's finally time to make you watch it. So
me too.
It'll be great.
It will be. I'm looking forward to it.
I think the whole Crossroads thing was because it was like one of the first movies I was going to make you watch. And you were so against it.
I was like, no.
And you said, if we last a year, I will watch Crossroads. So here we are a year later, and you're going to watch Crossroads. So I'm really excited about that. Of course, we have both movies in our collection if you want to come and check them out.
We are a public library that has Showgirls.
That's right.
You're welcome. Save this for next time. So there's a VH1 showed the movie. So they showed the edited version. I don't know how much of the language they cut out, but what they did, so this is like early 2000s, was they digitally added bras and panties to everyone. It's amazing. You can find clips on YouTube. Highly recommend you check it out.
Very
cool.
That's fine. We can leave this in here because we'll talk about it next time too. Because what I'll do is I'll watch the movie and I will also watch those clips. I'll send you clips
of the VH1 edit. It's really funny.
That's going to be great. So it sounds like we'll have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
But yeah, what I was saying is they're both in our collection. If you want to check them out and watch them, so you're up on both of them by the time we release our next podcast, which will be
January 1st.
Yep.
That way you know what we're talking about.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Be the new year.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Join us in the new year.
It's because I've been wanting to show you Showgirls for like a year too.
Right, that's true.
It was like one of the early ones. I was like, I should watch.
Okay, guys, that's it for us for this podcast. Like I said, watch those movies. Join us for next podcast. But until then, I'm Aaron.
I'm Josh.
And this is We're Opposites. Sorry. Okay.
Yep, that happened. Every time.